right, hello wine drinking people. Today is the 30th of May, wrapping things up here and some great wine tasting events coming up next week. We're back to our old tricks. 4 events next week. Wow. Well, you know, there are a lot of great wines out there to experience, and time is running short. The end of the world is near. We're going to make sure we get in as many of these wines as we can here at the Wine Watch, and you, our wine drinking people, are the benefactors of our hard work, because we have got a great tasting on Tuesday night at the Edge with some great French and Italian wines from Kermit Lynch's portfolio, and then almost a week from tonight anyways. Next Wednesday night, we've got our Southern Rhone tasting at Cafe Maxx. Both of these are just $35, man. You can hang out with me Tuesday and Wednesday night. 2 great restaurants, 16 different wines, and you still haven't spent $100 out of your pocket yet. And, you know, we cover an area. We're going to give you some of the area's top wines. What's the top one in the Southern Rhone? Well, Chateauneuf to Pape, the new house of the Pope, even though they've been growing grapes here since 600 BC, kind of fell out of fashion after the Romans left. After the pillagers left, and it wasn't until the 13th century again, when the Pope moved in, that they really started to take viticulture seriously again in this area. And the Southern Rhone is a rather large geographical area. It includes a lot of different appellations. If you look at Cotes du Rhone, for instance, well, there's the most general of all the designations in the Southern Rhone, but that also stretches up into the Northern Rhone as well. So a lot of great wines to be had. Some of the best values in all of France in the Southern Rhone valleys, and especially in Cotes du Rhone. Here's an area where there's biodynamically produced wines at under $15 a bottle. You're not going to have, too many of these wines under $15 a bottle tonight. We do have a couple of them, but we're going to show you, like I said, some of the best wines of this area. You've got Cotes du Rhone, which surely will be on the table. We got Cotes du Rhone 2 of the greatest values, and then, of course, Chateauneuf de Pape. Most people don't realize they do make white Chateauneuf de Pape. Also, we're going to be showing you both the white and the red varietals. We've got some amazing vintages. If you look at the last few years in the Rhone Valley, well, starting with 07, Robert Parker, one of the most famous critics of this region, said, the greatest vintage ever. 2008, maybe not quite as good, but 2008, a lot of the top producers did not make their top cuvées, so the regular cuvées were even better. 2009 and 2010, 2 back-to-back killer vintages in the Southern Rhone. 2009, a little bit more forward, a little bit more appealing. 2010, could it be better than 2007? Only time will tell. Both of these vintages built for the long haul. And then we've got the newly released 2011s. Looks like another outstanding vintage in the Southern Rhone. The 2011s a little forward, a little bit more charming than the 2010s, similar to 2009s, but maybe not quite as heavyweight, maybe not quite as long-lived. 2011, though, looks like a very, very good vintage. That's why we do these tastings. We want to try the wines ourselves. We don't want to rely on these critics, even though, if you bought by the numbers with Robert Parker, you wouldn't be too disappointed. And like I said, there's so many wines that are great values in the Southern Rhone. Even if you threw away $15 to try that Cotes du Rhone that got 92 points, how disappointed could you be at $15? A lot of stuff in the low 90s, under $20 in the Southern Rhone. Well, check it out. Everything we're going to be drinking at Cafe Maxx at our Southern Rhone tasting on June 5th. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.